unrest or passiveness is never met.
Hello, No, I'm not gonna do that one. Hey, how you doing? I'm Bennett.
I'm Blake.
And this is WRSU-FM, New Brunswick. We're here with the greeting committee right now. Hello, this is Charles. We're very close already, as you can tell.
What?
Yeah. See, they're called the greeting committee. You guys are very comfortable. Oh, David! Well, how about we introduce ourselves
Yeah,
real
instead of
quickly?
getting people's names.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm Austin.
I'm Pierce.
And I'm Addie.
I know there was a switch up there. I caught you.
You're so good.
All right.
Yeah, we're so sneaky.
He wouldn't have caught it if I didn't say anything.
Oh, definitely not. I'm a
So
scatterbrain.
this is Addie.
Yes.
And Pierce.
Yes, there it is. Today is Corefest, an event that we are co-sponsoring with the Core 90.3 FM. And we just wanted to ask you guys some questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot.
So you have a new tour coming up in May with the band Kitten, and you say that you should tour around pretty much everywhere you can pretty much go. So my question is, what are some tour do's and don'ts that you've learned along the way after you toured with Jukebox the Ghost and various other different bands?
Wait, did we say we had a tour with Kitten?
No, so we're touring with Haley Blaze this May. I'm gonna pull everything. This is a disaster. The tour we're doing in May is This Is It. This is the tour, and it's our first ever national headline tour. We did do a small Midwest run many years ago, so it's exciting for us to see, the progress, or hopefully the progress that will have happened. And we're really excited to have Haley Blaze on. She's a Canadian artist, and I'm a big fan of her
Rainbow
music.
Kitten Surprise.
Oh, Rainbow
Right.
Kitten
Yeah.
Surprise. That's where you got
I think meant the band Kitten.
Okay, it's shortened, yeah. I think it's shortened to Kitten on one of the websites.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
Rainbow
that's in
Kitten Surprise.
June,
Yeah.
and I'm super pumped for that. We're opening up for them on the West Coast, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time, so I'm super excited about that. And that'll be fresh off of the headline.
Yeah,
run.
yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. So I was actually I always wonder about this, because you guys just came out with your first album, obviously, so you guys are a little newer in the game, so how is it for you, especially because you guys are going to be touring with Rainbow Kitten Surprise, to tour with somebody who you really love, and you're just do you fangirl a little bit? Because I would be
No, Addie's a huge fangirl of Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Yeah, I was really pumped about that, and all of the other bands we've gotten to open for. It's one of those things where maybe we didn't know them at first, but have learned to become really big fans of them and who they are as people. And Rainbow Kitten Surprise, I think, is one of the artists where it's no, I've been listening to them for a really long time. I remember back when, I think they're from around North Carolina, and they only toured there, and now they're selling out venues left and right. And I went to their show at our hometown, Kansas City, and it was sold out, and it was so much fun. So I'm really pumped about that.
Yeah, and I remember when we actually first found out, we're all sitting in the van, we had our girlfriends in it, and Addie was like, I feel like you're on the verge of tears. At least this is our band.
It's our band. We were pumped. She's gonna be out of the country, so I feel bad because she's gonna miss it. But I'll send her lots of videos, so it'll be
But
fun.
it definitely feels like an incremental step since we first started touring. Of oh cool, we reached this kind of milestone, and I think with the whole Rainbow Kitten Surprise, it's
venue
oh wow,
sizes kind of is the way to gauge
definitely,
it.
yeah, venue sizes.
Yeah, it's actually really cool too, because I discovered you guys when I was I think 16 or 17, and I first heard Hands Down, and it was just
How old are you now?
I'm 20.
20? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my
How old are you
gosh.
guys again?
I'm 20.
20.
Yeah, so it's just so you're at the same
Yes.
age.
Yeah. 20.
You got that right?
I got it. I picked it up. We're all good. We're all good.
So, I haven't actually known about you guys for a while, but I remember hearing that song, and I liked it for a really long time, and I was damn, when are they going to come out with something? And then you guys you answered my prayers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys know anything about New Brunswick's music scene, which is where we are. We're in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yeah.
But we have a huge basement show scene, and I always wonder about the bands that we have. A lot of them play live shows for us or come into the studio, and I always wonder could they? I wonder if they would really want to do this, become musicians. So what advice can you give our lovely local bands, because you guys are college age us? So
I mean, we definitely started off as a local band, and we got really, really lucky, I would say. The day we released our first EP was the day that 96.5 The Buzz, our local radio station, started playing Hands Down, and from there they got people to Shazam it, and it got attention from record labels. But my advice is always just to play as many shows as you can, build that audience, because you can totally do that through basement shows. Obviously, if you get a ton of people packing out a basement, you're going to progress to a venue, and those same people will hopefully follow you if you've built that fan base. Brandon, do you have a...
I think for, like, if, like, music's something that you want to pursue and something that you want to do, that, like, I don't think it matters where you're playing, like, basement shows or whatever, bigger, seated, like, venues, just that everything that you're doing and, like, when you're putting on shows and the music that you're putting out, make sure that it's genuine and something that, like, is actually coming from a good place inside of you, because I think when you're being ingenuine with music, people can see through it pretty easily, especially in performances. I feel like when I'm not into a performance, it's so easy just to be like, okay, this guy's not really feeling it. But then when it feels right and you're putting that performance out there, I think it's received well, and like that energy is received. So I think as long as everything that you're doing, you feel proud of, and that you're genuine about what you're doing, the message will get across. And then however you see success, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully you hit your mark.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when you're first starting out, it can honestly be like really lonely, like trying to get your music out there and just trying to gain an audience. And I think the best way to at least not feel as lonely kind of doing that is to meet a bunch of like as many musicians as you can. Honestly, no matter like what you're doing, whether like for me, I also like to write, and like meeting people within that community makes me feel like, oh, I'm not the only one struggling to do this, and like being able to communicate with everyone else doing that, I think everyone is able to boost their own self-confidence that way.
So you recently debuted a video for Is This It on YouTube, and I was wondering, when you're creating a music video, how much input does the band have in the direction, the concept of the music video, etc.?
This one's all her on that one.
Oh yeah.
I creatively directed the Is This It music video, and then when it was time to pick a director, I knew immediately that Brandon Chase, who is a UMG college rep actually, was the person that I wanted on my team, because he's very kind, he's intelligent, he's patient, and one of the things I value most about working with him is that he really leaves his ego at the door. I think when you're talking about anything creative, it's hard to not have so much pride in that and really feel like your image or the way that you want it is the best way and the only way to do it. And I think Brandon and I feed off of each other really well, because the way that he delivers his ideas make it very non-threatening, and so him and I have built that relationship of trust and trusting in each other, and he really lets me take the reins on things, and I really appreciate that. So I got the idea for that music video. I was listening to the song on a loop, and it's really easy for that song because I feel like it's the most descriptive. So a lot of it was just following along with the lyrics and the idea I had when I wrote the lyrics for the song originally. And from there I kind of like started dreaming up ideas and writing it in my notes section. And I remember I shot him a text, and he was so helpful in making the actual scenes for that and kind of filling in any blanks I had. And so he's really great to work with. Shout out to Brandon Chase for that one.
I was wondering about kind of like two things. One is that like I love how in that video, like even though it's describing like a party scene and you're seeing this little girl be corrupted and you're like trying to shield her, like I love how still innocent it feels, like with the glitter that looks like drugs and like the M&M shots. I thought that was really awesome. Do you have something to say about that?
Yeah, so I have 11-year-old brothers and an 8-year-old sister, and I was just at my mom's house the other day, and they're like, Mom won't let us watch the music video. Why can't we watch a music video? And I'm like, I really have no way of explaining this, that like, no, I did not create a music video meant for 11-year-olds, but it is, I think, a good message in the sense of like, I'm not trying to tell people you can't do drugs or whatever, but there is an age for the things you see and like when that is appropriate. And I think all of us kind of grow up seeing things when we shouldn't, and for me, I wanted to capture that feeling that I still feel of the sense of like, there are things happening in life where I don't know if I'm ready for that necessarily, but life just keeps pushing me in that direction, and that's where we go, and how I kind of wish that I had someone guiding me a little bit more.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. Well said. I guess also my second question is like, I noticed it on your cover, which is right behind you guys. You see it on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and in the music video, I feel like are you guys like influenced by the 70s at all? It feels like in the costuming and I guess like decor a little bit. And in that, I noticed it like a couple months ago actually on the cover, like it looks like a photo that wasn't taken during our time.
Sorry, I keep passing the mic back and forth. I definitely am influenced by that, and we had a company called Village Collection in Kansas City that was kind enough to style the entire photo shoot and music video that went along with it. And for me, I just feel like I like the colors a lot, it's not even necessarily like that the tie is a thicker tie or whatever it may be. Just I think that sense of like a warm scheme going on. Like if I saw our record and it wasn't our record, I would hopefully pick it up because I'd be intrigued by that. And it is cool because that's actually my little brother on the cover who's
that's so
yeah, he's 13, and it's funny because we have them plastered on the wall in Kansas City of a record store, like giant, and he gets so uncomfortable like seeing himself that big, but I like the fact that it does look like or feel like you're picking up an old photograph. I feel like that always makes me feel warm inside when I find other people's like happy photographs. So that's where that came from.
I was going to ask, actually, this is probably the most pressing question we have for you today. I saw your video, I think it was like a what's in my bag type video with Brandon, and you had on your laptop a photo of Shrek on it. So I was wondering, between Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, which is the superior movie, and why is it Shrek 2?
So Shrek 1 is a superior movie because it kind of is like the gateway to the franchise and everything, going to Puss in Boots, and then like Shrek 3, and I think they're coming out with the fourth one soon, right?
I think they already did.
Yeah.
Did they already come out with? Did it
It's hard
already
to
come
keep
out?
up with these things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That didn't have that much hype behind
Yeah.
it. But no, my girlfriend made me that. So shout out to Mars DeLorean, my girl. A.K. Evil Sacagawea, A.K. Kelly Wood. She made that for me, and that was really nice. So I put that on my laptop. They cut out all the good stuff in that video.
Mm.
There was like that video that me and Austin did. They cut out all the funny jokes and stuff like that. So that sucks. But yeah, Shrek 1.
What exactly do you bring with you from home on the road that kind of keeps you grounded?
I bring a Nintendo Switch on the road because I like video games a lot.
What else?
But what do you mean?
We
What
won't
else?
cut this out. We won't cut it out. Trust me.
I don't know what else.
College
Tell
radio.
me.
Inspiration stick.
Okay.
No, don't.
So the video games, is that where the inspiration for She's a Gun comes from? The music video for it, at least? Because I noticed that it has this kind of 16-bit theme to it.
Yeah, no, I messed up. We don't have that music video, honestly.
Oh, really? Why not?
Yeah, it doesn't go with any of our other stuff. But the director is very talented who made it, so no disrespect to them. But no, I think, want to take that music video down.
Ooh.
Oh, now I want to watch it, damn it.
I think
Go watch She's a Gun.
the original idea was like, I think you really wanted like an animated, kind of like Scooby-Doo-esque kind
Yeah,
of
and they
scene.
kept cutting it.
And it was just like, that would have been way too much money. We did not have that much money, so we had to do 8-bit characters. I
Yeah.
thought it was kind of fun and silly, but
It's fine now.
it does
It's
definitely
fine.
is not.
I mean, at the time, I
cohesive.
think I liked it more than what I like it now. It's fine. It's out there.
Hey, but good segue. I'll give that to you.
Speaking of things being cut, are there a lot of things that kind of get left on the cutting room floor when you're recording a new album? Because this, seeing as it's your first album, there must have been a lot that you wanted to put on the record, but only a limited amount of time.
There wasn't that much that we left on the cutting floor for this album. There was probably like 2 extra songs that we had, and probably like I think we might end up using one of those songs for like a future project or something like that we have maybe.
Yeah. I mean, just like speaking for the whole writing process as a whole, I think we struggled for the first, I don't know, probably like 2 years of writing. It was a long time. It felt
Currently
like
struggling.
currently struggling, and so a lot of that music got written pretty much.
Within 10 days.
I mean, yeah, within 10 days,
Half of the record was
a
written
few
in
months
10
before we
days.
actually recorded.
Yeah.
So it was like we didn't have a lot to really cut in the first place.
It was just like pull something out of your ass and we got lucky.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, was that natural or like were you just pressed for time?
For me, I get really attached to lyrics, so it's like difficult for me to just write for the hell of it without planning on doing something with that. So I think, which isn't a good thing, I think I need to kind of let that go because I can pull lyrics and put them into other things. That's happened with plenty of our songs. But if we are not liking something within the first like hour of writing it, I think we kind of abandon it.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have someone with us in those 10 days of writing to kind of like not allow that. And so I'm hoping that we learned that and can walk away with that and use it on our own for this next project we do or whatever the second record is when it comes out.
Speaking of pulling things out of your ass, I read online that you guys have a pre-show tradition where you compare your poops to each other. And I thought that was very interesting.
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought that.
I know these things.
You're
It's
like
just,
Narwhal.
that's what happens in Rutgers University. We don't have much else to do.
We have secret cameras in the green room.
Shit.
But I do have to say, I'm just
Literally.
giving you some advice here. The bathrooms, the best bathrooms at least in the student center, if you want to do that today, they are outside of the food court on ground floor
Thank
1.
you. I already did it.
Oh.
Okay.
I did it in the bathroom, like right over there. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Mine was a 3 out of 10.
Oh no.
More acidophilus, probably. That's what you need.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like bacteria for your guts. Whatever. Say la vie. Say la vie.
Oh my god.
Now, I also saw online, and this one isn't as creepy, that you have, obviously on the road, tensions rise up sometimes, cabin fever, what have you.
Mhm.
What is the dumbest argument that has come up between band members, and what happened afterwards?
Pretty much anything to do. I'm the most irritable person in the entire world. So probably like we have a hired member, and we have a hired member.
Shout out to
And
Noah Spencer.
Noah Spencer, yeah, and he'll stick his arm like on the row, which is fine. It's a very normal thing to do. But if I see his hand, it's like you're around people all the time. So I'll be like, "Get your arm out of my row." I'm like, dude, I don't want to see anybody at all because you're just like trapped with each other for like up to 6 weeks at a time. So I feel like that's really dumb.
Today when like the green room, you guys were nice enough to bring us a veggie tray. And, like, we opened up the veggie tray and we were talking, and then like the vegetables. Not ripping on you guys, I'm so sorry, but like it just like it started smelling like ass up in there.
They taste great.
Oh, yeah, it was fine. It tastes fine. It's nothing is your guys' fault. But we opened it and it just started smelling like ass. And then like we all started like yelling at each other, like seeing who farted. And it was just like, man, this smells like Noah's fart. So we just started ripping on Noah. The story is that we just rip on Noah. But yeah, I guess we had that today. I can't think of anything else.
No, I mean, most of our fights are kind of silly. Now we're at the point where like we've gone through pretty much every argument you can go through. So now we're just like, I'll say something dumb and Brandon's like, leave it alone, Addie. Like, just no. Or like, Austin just knows I have a face where I'm like, don't mess with me today.
We joke around with firing each other. Like, you're out of the band if you do one thing.
Yeah. Avery, our tour manager, is standing right back there. He's actually fired. This is his last day with us. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Sorry.
He's like, shit, I really hope you're
So I guess to close it out, let's ask some more lighthearted questions. The first I will start with, I gotta know, Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
Spotify. Actually, I work I work at Starbucks and I get free Spotify. So shout out to
Ooh.
Starbucks.
What are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a Spotify guy. Well, I used
Okay,
to be,
no.
Okay, no. Well, there's a story, actually. I used to have an iPod.
I'm sorry.
This is my interview now. Sorry.
Sorry, I just get angry whenever he this. I don't know.
I used to have an iPod Classic, and I would illegally rip MP3s online for the iPod Classic. So
Yeah.
I'm a
Sick.
physical kind of guy, you know?
Okay. Okay.
But
Good to
Spotify
know.
Premium
Yeah.
definitely.
I do.
But
I
if you do streaming, you're Spotify.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I
What
do want to add that if Apple is watching this right now, we would love a brand partnership and totally love Apple Music.
Nah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, just for that instance.
Are you Spotify?
Well, but
Okay.
usually I was glad no one said Apple Music because usually when someone says Apple Music,
I just like the catalog a little bit more on Spotify.
Yeah.
I
Usually-
feel like
I know how it
I
works.
feel like I can find what I'm looking for a lot easier on Spotify than on like
Yeah.
iTunes or not iTunes but Apple Music.
Yeah. Also, can you describe to me, without showing me, obviously, your favorite meme at the moment?
Describe it.
Yeah. Let's see if I can pick up on it.
I don't know.
I feel like memes just like go through also really fast. So.
Yeah, and I'm also just like into super dark stuff.
Oh God.
So it's like-
Should we maybe not go there?
No, I don't have anything. I'm just gonna say I don't have anything.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Off the record.
We'll start a group chat or something like that. Yeah.
Also, who's your spirit artist?
My spirit artist?
Yeah.
Lizzo.
Lizzo. Yeah.
You don't know Lizzo? Wow, man,
Come
great till
on.
I gotta be great.
I probably know Lizzo.
I
Just
flip
got a blood
my
test
hair
back.
In a
100%.
good
No.
That
style.
bitch.
Alright, you're educating me.
You don't know
right
Lizzo?
No.
She does
I'm
the flute,
so
the
glad.
flute, the flute.
Yes, yeah, she does the flute while she's doing that
Oh.
dance.
now.
She's like, "Da-na-na-na, bitch, da-na-na." She's like the best person ever.
Wait a minute, Lizzo. She just came out with a song with.
Juice and with Missy Elliott.
Yes, Tempo. Oh my
yes.
God.
Yeah,
That
there we
song.
go.
Oh my God.
There we go.
All right. I'm cultured. I know.
And I guess last but not least, rather, which band member do you think is likely to change the world?
That's
Don't
pretty
say
serious.
yourself.
Herself.
Probably, yeah.
Aww.
And say yourself.
You think
Aww.
so?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's gonna write some novel and then like donate all of it to charity or something
No, I won't.
sweet like that.
Is that
He's
true,
gonna
Pierce?
pocket that.
Now you should keep it.
We'll see how successful I am. We'll get there first.
He is writing a novel though. He's writing
Yeah.
a sci-fi novel.
Ooh.
It's very good. He let me read the first chapter.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
It was cool.
I feel like Noah could do some cool stuff, though. I feel like Noah go out and change the world.
No,
Not even
I feel
trying.
like you
I
guys.
love
guys are
Noah,
gonna
but
say
like I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're underestimating him.
You just accidentally do something.
Yeah, that's
it
just
seems like,
it.
it just seems like Noah would stumble into it.
Noah's great.
What about you guys?
Oh, you mean like in this room?
You know, I'd
Yeah,
say
sure.
Bree,
You
I'm gonna the person behind the camera over
Yeah.
there is probably most likely to change the
You
world.
need to like flash your head.
Yeah.
You should like
Put your hand in front of the
yeah, just
camera.
go in
Come
front of it
on.
real quick. Come on.
Do a little like.
I'm
hand
shy.
clapping
I'm
thing.
camera
Alright.
shy.
Yeah. There you go.
There we
There you go. Nice.
Moment of
Thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. Breeding Committee, they are touring over in May and June, so buy some tickets for them. They're amazing. Stream their album on Spotify or Apple Music, preferably Spotify, of course. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.